Okay. So, I believe last time you guys hadn't decided what you were going to do. So let me take a look at my handy conspiracy pyramid. So, you went to the Olympus Infrastructure Authority and did some hacking or something to try and get some more information. You tried to contact Remy, your proxy, but you couldn't get a hold of him. You also know that the Gaping Maw Street Gang hangs out at the Takeshi Kovacs Memorial Apartment Complex, where their boss, Lin A. Ma, is. And I don't think you guys have decided what you wanted to do. I think you might have done a little bit of investigating to see maybe where Remy is, but I don't think you have done all that much. So
we investigated what was in his container, or what he was shipping in, rather.
Yeah, we learned
shipping office.
Yeah. You went to the Olympus Infrastructure Authority shipping office.
We learned that Marzook didn't send a lot of stuff off-world, which is very weird, because he should be sending a lot of stuff off-world, so we know that OIA is covering up his shipments.
Yes.
Or he's just been lying.
Well, Marzook literally can't remember, but you do know that, like, doing a data cast of any sort of information, there is something called the long array out in the outer system, and conceivably they could turn it towards the inner system and just start literally just dipping out information. So standard protocol for something that's really secure or really valuable that's just data is you just stick it on an ecto and manually ship manually ship it.
Also, I presume FedEx will still exist.
Yeah, there's literally like a hypercore that is just shipping shit. But I can't recall.
No, sorry, I mean, as in the who is the fastest, the highest bandwidth method of data transfer is to FedEx it.
Yeah. So, but according to the OIA stuff you found, he didn't ship anything out very recently. Specifically within that 2-week gap you checked, like where you knew that he was doing something, he didn't send any information out, which directly contradicts what you know. In that he did send like a little teaser of information to Firewall. Not like enough, but enough that Firewall is sending you here to check it out. You also don't have access to that information, so you don't know what that is. Firewall is decided it's above your grade, so you don't have access to that.
Yes, it is.
But Remy would
and
probably
we don't have any way to directly contact them, right?
Your contact to Firewall was Remy Jackson, your proxy.
Right. Which is like a problem.
Yeah, you don't know where he is. So you can investigate where Remy would be. You'd have to definitely do some, like, everyone has social network shit in the future, so you could try to track him through his social network stuff. Or you could head to the apartment complex, and I forgot to mute my phone. So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Saying, isn't last what we got was shipping manifests?
Yeah.
And we'd still want to maybe go crack open a shipping container?
Yeah, you could also, if you wanted to see, you could try to track down Marzook's shipping container or something that like is related to him. So you've got a couple options. You also know that this is just like general knowledge that you would assume, that there's definitely a black market for data. Data archaeologists is kind of ones that go into the zone like Marzook. So he's probably got a fence. You could try to figure out who his fence is.
I have some tentacles in that field.
So I guess my question is, you guys can also split up if that's a thing you want to do and try to cover more ground.
Do we want
a fence? A fence would be a good thing to find before we go attack the gang.
Yeah, and do we want to start with the data, shipping containers, fences?
Sounds good to me.
Well, I have no black market skills.
I need some therapy.
Also, Frank's character, Jack, wanted to get some therapy. So at this point, you guys can also, I talked about this very briefly.
And if you guys want to talk down a crab from like a panic attack later on, like I think that's probably a good plan.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
so
it will be fine. Who can say?
Alright, so Jack, you're probably gonna head out to do therapy. You guys can also do other shit, just so you know. So actually that reminds me of some notes I have here. Billy, you have gotten a mesh mail from a secure account. And you know by looking at it that it's one of your contacts that usually has you run shit for them to get you steal drugs and shit, right? Like blueprints to. So I guess my first question is what is this contact's name?
Contact's name is
just make up a name.
Clara.
Okay, so Clara sends you an email over the mesh, and she says, hey, saw you're on Mars, because, again, everyone has, like, social media shit, and it would be weird if you didn't. So she says, I have a job for you. And then, she's like, you've been out of contact for a while, man. Got a job. Hit me up. So she's apparently got a job for you. What do you do? Do you email her back or what?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to say that like it's probably been like a while since one, you said it's been a while since he's done anything. Two, it's also been a while since he's had a hit.
Yeah, you're definitely feeling it. What is your addiction? What is your drug of choice?
It's once a week, and it is. Let me remind myself.
Wasn't it Go-Gut?
Yeah.
Damn it. I didn't save when I wrote it down. It was the one that makes you smarter. It was the one that makes you smarter.
Drive, I think? Maybe?
Drive, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you haven't had a hit of Drive in a while. It's definitely been a week because you've been like doing research and shit to try and figure this out. So you haven't run a job and you haven't got a hit of Drive. So you don't have to take this email from her, but she's probably going to be the person that knows where you can get Drive. And if you don't, I believe that's a minus 20 to all your skills or something. Can you read me the effect? I forget what it is in the...
Addiction. Sorry, let me open up the...
I think it's just a minus 10 to all your actions until your next fix. Well, a minus 10 per level until you get your next fix.
Okay.
So, do you email Clara back?
Yeah, this is minus 10 per level. Yeah, he's gonna email her back. Okay. This will also, maybe get a hold of some things for the upcoming. It'll be good to get a hold of some more drugs, in general.
Yes. Okay, so what do you message her back with?
He's gonna email her back yeah, I might be interested. Let me know.
Okay, you almost immediately get an email back. And she's like, awesome. Says here that you're in Olympus City. Do you think we can meet at the, she gives you a cafe. It's called the Cat Noir. It's a cat cafe. And all the cats are dressed as if they were in a noir film noir. So she's like, do you think, and they're smart cats, by the way, so they are also the waiters. It's pretty good.
This is just a flash game.
Yep.
Not this game, but
yeah. But she's like, okay, meet me there in 15 minutes or so. So are you gonna? You don't know what the rest of the team is gonna do, Billy, but in 15 minutes she wants to meet you. So we'll jump to Brightwing. Brightwing, right. You remind me of your deal again. You're a detective, right?
Detective, yeah.
Okay. You get a mesh email. Are you a private detective, or are you with a department on Titan?
I'm a private detective.
So, you get your muse brings up a message, and what's your muse's name real quick?
Let me, I never really had to put that before.
Or what do they look like?
Sam Spade.
Okay, so Sam Spade, basically literally just Humphrey Bogart, comes up and says, kid, I got something for you. And then a little pop-up comes up in your in the middle of your eye, and it says hello, and then it's got your name inserted in there, Carl Bystrom, right?
Yeah.
It says hello, Carl Bystrom. It has recently come to the attention of Stellar Intelligence that you carry a private detective license for the Titanian Commonwealth. If you wish to practice private detectivesy on Mars, you must renew your license for Mars. Apparently a corporation called Stellar Intelligence has sent you a very boilerplate email to your muse telling you if you want to practice being a detective in and around Mars or in the Planetary Consortium, you need to update your license or get a new one or something. Get to carry over to Mars. And then there's several photographs of you from various street cameras of you carrying out your firewall business, which looks suspiciously like doing private detective work. So apparently they're pissy.
Okay.
And it says, if you would like to update it says, our records show that you are in Olympus City. If you would like to update your private detective license, please visit the nearest Stellar Intelligence kiosk. And then it has a very helpful map pointing which way you should go. Like a GPS. You don't have to update so your muse comes back, Sam Spade says, listen, boss, you don't gotta actually update your license, but, and then this big scrolling list of charges that could happen to you if you don't have proper licensing. He's like, they kind of got you over a barrel, right? You're gonna be doing some investigating. It says if they catch you doing any investigative work, well, they're gonna ship you off planet.
And I might end up coming back to Mars at some point, so.
Yeah, they might blacklist you. I don't know. I can try to find some information on Stellar Intelligence if you want. But,
let's do that.
Okay. He's gonna take his time, and it's probably going to be an hour or two to do his very deep web search, besides the very basic stuff that people would know. So he goes, until then you might want to maybe go see what updating your license would be like.
All right.
So at this point, God damn it, your name's still Gexby. Dagfinn, you have received a message from your boss. What is your boss's name? Who do you answer to? It's okay if you don't know. Can make up a name real quick if you want. How's about Inga? That's a vaguely Scandinavian name.
Okay.
All right. So Inga, is she an octopus or not? Because Hidden Concern does.
Orca.
What was that? You cut out for me.
Orca.
She's an orca. Okay. So you get a message from your boss, Inga. She's higher up. She's not like the boss of your organization, but she's higher up, and she sends you an email in, I guess Scandinavska or whatever. But she says,
that'll be weird. That's not one of the languages we trade in.
Oh, shit. Quebecois?
Yeah.
Alright, she sends it to you in Quebecois then. And it's very much to the effect of like, what the fuck are you doing on Mars, you idiot? You didn't tell us that you'd be going to Mars.
No, literally was my backstory, was killing out legitimate business.
Yeah, okay, so then in that case, she says, why haven't you contacted us yet? Have you sealed the deal? So who are you trying to contact again? Who are you trying to, what do you call it? Who are you here on Mars to talk to? Right, because you were doing something on Mars that involved the crime family you're part of.
I was here to talk to Jimmy the Rat.
Jimmy the Rat, okay. And what were you here to talk to Jimmy the Rat about? Because this is very solidly, the inner system is very solidly, particularly Mars, the control of the Night Syndicate and, or is it the Night Cartel? It's the Night something. And the Triads. So Jimmy the Rat, what were you trying to secure with Jimmy? You trying to kill him?
Broke me a deal on information.
Okay, so...
He's a very trustworthy and tight-lipped source.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah. She says, have you even made contact with Jimmy yet? Message me back immediately. Because you have sort of dropped off contact because you've been absorbed with the firewall job. So she very much immediately is like, where are you?
Yeah, it is Jimmy. You know how Jimmy is. He is elusive. Like how you say. Z-eel.
Z-eel. Okay, so she says, listen, I don't care how elusive he is, I need results by the end of the Martian day, I guess. But I need them as soon as you can, preferably like within the next couple of standard hours. Because the bosses up top have been breathing down my neck, and I need results to send them. Just something to send them.
Hey, got it, boss.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so you need to actually do your job, as it were.
Sighs deeply, putting on his fedora and lighting
Neo cigarette.
E-cigarette.
Lighting an e-cigarette. God, I hate it so much. Okay, and Jack Caiman, you wanted to go visit a psychologist because you are sort of a freelance scientist, so you don't actually have a pressing job you need to do. So your muse has located a couple people that you could talk to. It's just a matter of choice. So, and how much you're willing to blow on like a favor. So, a favor basically. So there's Dr. Mindfuck, who is, as the name implies, maybe not a real doctor.
Trustworthy.
They claim, Dr. Mindfuck claims that they got their degree at, in psychology and psychotherapy and parapsychology, which you don't know what that is, and psychosurgery from the University of Mars, the first colonial University of Mars, the University of Titan, the University of Extropia, and the Ayn Rand Institute, so you can try to do some checks on those, but they are the cheapest. Basically, Dr. Mindfuck is like a back alley therapist with questionable licensing.
You go into a dark back alley and then there's just a man in like a long couch for you to lay out. He's like, tell me what's your problem.
Hey, you do not insult your back alley. Oh, she just works get done in alleys.
You're not sure about that, but so that would be I'm trying to remember the
my mob doctor is
levels.
It's stitched up many of my wounds. A good boy, Johnny, Shaky Johnny.
I do kind of does my resources skill affect this? I don't really have a solid idea of what resources affect.
Yeah, you can spend your own money instead of a favor. So you could probably get in to see Dr. Mindfuck, like, today for, like, relatively cheap, but you don't know how well, like, they're gonna do. Then there is there is Dr. Asher, and he is, certified by Cognite, as a therapist and all that good jazz. His credentials are probably better, but he's more expensive and harder to get an appointment with. So you might have to do some maneuvering, just in terms of, like, if you want an appointment sometime this month, and preferably today, you'll definitely have to call in some favors or do some maneuvering. And then there is
asking some other patients.
Well, hey, whoa, what? And then there's Dr. Blackstone. And Dr. Blackstone is like the best of the best. He uses he's sort of like he's defining the field of therapy and psychology and psychosurgery. He teaches at several prominent universities through forks that he's made of himself. He combines like traditional therapy with time-lapsed simul-space shit, along with selective psychosurgery to helpfully remove and soothe traumas. And you know that if you like go to him, you will certainly like be way better, but he doesn't really practice anymore.
Right.
Like he'll do it for certain cases. And you'll probably have to call in like a lot of favors to get him.
I'll
it's
do
not
the middle guy, Dr.
Asher.
Asher, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Asher, all right, so I want to, let's, okay. I'm trying to decide which order I want to do all these things in. So it's looking increasingly like you guys are going to have to do your own things. You can try to rope other people into helping you with a job or something like that. You don't have to though. So let's start with Jack.
Seems like everyone else is pretty busy.
Yeah. Well, there are definitely rules for just life.
I mean, to be fair, mine takes an hour tops. It cannot take longer. So there is that.
Yeah. So my first thing is, how do you want to get in contact with Asher? Because, like I said, the middle option, he's somewhat busy. He's probably packed for the month. So what would you like to do?
I don't know. I guess, like, as I would use my professional contacts to try and get his contact.
So what are your rep scores? Do you have rep scientist?
Is that research?
Yeah, rep research. Yes.
Yeah, I have 40 R rep.
All right, go ahead and roll that for me.
Okay, so is that just like a 100 roll? And if I get
D100 if you get under, all that good jazz. Okay, so yeah, you your friend your friend Jade, Dr. Jade, she's able to get you in contact. She actually, when Asher was out in the outer system, she worked with him very briefly, and they got along pretty well. So she's able to put you in contact with him. Within his office, and then after you wait on, like, what's it called? On hold, you're able to, like, get him. And he says, Dr. Asher, hold on, out of character. Is Jack a doctor? Like, does he have a doctorate?
Good question. I didn't think that far.
It's just gonna change on how he addresses you. You can just say
sure.
you have one.
Yeah, say I have one.
Okay, so, Dr. Caiman, hello. Dr. Jade recommends you highly. She said you needed to speak to me.
Yes, I am looking. It's good to talk to you, and any friend of Dr. Jaden is a good friend of mine. I am looking to get an appointment with you as soon as possible, if that's possible.
He sort of hums quietly. Well, my earliest appointment, you understand, I'm quite booked, would probably be 3 months down the line. I could try to move you up because you are, a friend of a friend, and but I could probably move you up to the end of this month. I don't know. It's just I've got so many clients. So how do you want to crack this problem, Frank? Sorry, not Frank. Jack. He seems to like have. He's booked. He's offering you the end of the month, which the way your month has been going, you don't know if you'll make it that long, and also you don't know if you'll still be on Mars even.
Right. Oh, well, let's see. I guess I would say, I don't know if I'll be able to make that. My schedule can be pretty hectic right now, and I don't really know if I'll even be on planet in a month from now. But if there's any way you could fit me in to any part of your schedule much sooner than that, I would be very indebted, and I would certainly be willing to do any favors for you in the future.
Well, let me ask you this. When were you looking to come in?
As soon as possible. Ideally today, but I don't.
Ideally today. Well, listen. He said, Dr. Jade sent me a very thorough thing of your work. So just out of character again, your whole deal is animals, right?
Right. I go on various expeditions to various planets and look at various animals and make notes about them, and sometimes I wrestle them.
Okay, cool. He says, listen, I've been trying to expand my practice to include uplifts, and I see here that you have some experience with animals. Not particularly, just could include uplifts. I'm not making any judgments. You do know on Mars that like uplifts are
out of
considered.
Character, I have no smart animals at 80 and no uplift culture at 80. So.
Yeah. So he says, so on Mars, if you're an AI or an uplift, you're basically like a second-class citizen, a resident of Mars. You don't really get to do any of the fun voting stuff. So he says, I've been trying to expand it. It's such a great market, especially with all the neuroses that come with forcing uplift on someone. I think I can make a killing in it. I think we could come to some sort of payment. When you're in here, and you wouldn't even feel this, I promise, I'd like to make a delta fork of you, specifically of your knowledge of uplifts, and use it to sort of help me help uplifts. Like I said, you wouldn't even feel it while you were under. It'd be very quick, a simple neural pruning of a fork of yourself, and I would have you in today, as a matter of fact. So he's offering, he wants a copy of you, and then he wants to whittle that copy down to a delta fork, which is probably the dumbest of the forks that you can like make.
Right.
Gamma forks are
made for one task.
Yeah. So he says, I could get you in today. We could do the procedure, and then I could go over whatever's bothering you, and then we could get you out of here in under. I don't imagine probably the thing that would take the most is the forking, and I don't imagine maybe 2 hours, real time, depending on how much mental trauma you're carrying. Oh, excellent. So here's a couple things that you know, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
To make a delta fork, he has to make a copy of your consciousness and then whittle it down. So if he's not on the up and up, he could just keep a full alpha fork of you in storage, in case the delta gets, out of hand. So you have no control over that. And I'm not going to make you roll, anything to, deal with this. I'm not going to make you take a stress check. I'm just going to ask you, are you okay with this?
I think so. Jack doesn't really like forks, but it's not so much that. It is more that actually, what I was going to say in character was basically, sure, but only on one condition. I don't want to see the fork. I don't particularly like interacting with my own forks. I think that's weird.
Of course, no, we would not even do that. No,
absolutely.
We'd probably run it simultaneously. We'd probably run the copying process and the pruning process simultaneously with your therapy, just to maximize all our efforts. But if you're willing to do it, then I'd be happy to. So you quickly schedule something on the books, and we'll just take care of that real quick now. So I'm going to roll secretly. Where's my son? Heavebot, where are you? Okay.
Right there.
No, I gotta roll it in my...
Secretly
Yeah.
in DMs.
So,
He fought sliding into the DMs.
So, Jack, you head to the Olympus Open Air Bazaar, which is just this big, complex. It's part market, part mall, and sort of also part residential, and business. So, it takes up a couple blocks actually. It's not quite the sprawling metroplexes of Earth, but it's pretty big. And you go to Dr. Asher's offices, and he escorts you in. He says, I had to push a couple people, but he goes to try and shake your hand, but he sees you're a crab, and he just kind of smiles. He says,
I grab his hand and shake it vigorously and solidly.
He says, I had to push a couple appointments, but, well, they'll understand it. It should be fine. So let's get you started. And he takes you into a room where there's a chair where you're going to have to hook up some electrodes to your head and jump into simul space. He says, I do all my therapy in simul space, which out of character is not unusual because you can adjust time. So 5 minutes could be 5 hours or whatever. So He says, the copying is going to be what takes such a long time. But 2 hours, the thing is, we'll have to have you sit in there until it's done, but we can dilate time, so that, 2 hours feels like 2 minutes or whatever. So let's get started. So you are jacked into the simul space. You're in this very nice, very peaceful Zen garden, and he's also there, sort of dressed.
So here's a quick question.
Yeah.
So what am I in? Am I just whatever?
You can be whatever you look like. You can be a crab.
I would probably be my normal human self. I think that's what he thinks of himself as.
Yeah, it's literally whatever you think of yourself.
Probably not normal. There's not too much normal about Jack, but
some people. The usual thing is you look like what your morph is, but some people are able to they are able to disassociate what their body looks like with what they are on the inside. So
the morph is a novel.
Yeah.
Tool he uses for things, so I don't. Yeah. He's not super attached to it.
Okay, so you're both dressed as Buddhist monks, however that, orange robes, and Dr. Dr. Asher kind of shows you to the Zen garden. He says, let's work out what's wrong, Jack. So here's the thing. Firewall super doesn't want you to tell anyone about what you're doing. Most of your traumas, if I recall correctly, come from what Firewall has had you do. So,
well, I mean, it came from a man pointing a gun at me, which could be anything.
I'm gonna need you to make a deception roll to basically like tell him what happened, but like edit out the details. He's
just
going
avoid the fact that the man is.
He's gonna make a kinesics roll. It's not deception, it's deceive, by the way.
Oh, we got all our pools back already. Right?
Yeah, all your pools have refreshed.
So if I would have to use a flex point, and I only have 2 of those.
Yeah.
Do
you have deceive? It's a.
I have
skill.
60 in deceive.
Okay.
Which is okay. I was just wondering if I could up it with the pool point or not.
Yeah, you can add 20 to your thing.
I'm gonna do that just to be sure.
Okay.
I don't want this guy. I don't want him to get in trouble. So it's an 80 then.
All right. So he got a 15. You got a 17. Okay. So he gives you a look and he says, "There's something you're not telling me, Jack. And you've been going at this for what feels like hours to you. So go ahead and roll a d10 divided by 2, and you lose that much stress."
D10.
So,
roll a D10. Hand me a D10.
Cool. So you heal 1.
Wow.
He says.
Oh, you roll down.
Yeah. He says to you, I'll give you a choice. You can open up and trust that doctor-patient confidentiality is going to work for you, or you can cut your losses now.
I'd ask him. I'd say, if I tell you a little bit more, you have to promise, for both our sakes and for professional courtesy, that you absolutely will not reveal any of this, because it wouldn't turn out good for either of us.
I'm a doctor, Jack. There's a standard of confidentiality that I can't break. So go ahead and give me a kinesics check. To see if he's...
Kinesics
Yeah,
check?
that's the tell if someone's lying to you check.
God, I don't... So that's just my savvy, which is 20?
Okay. You are unsure, my friend. You are very unsure.
Oh, boy.
I think you could flip-flop that with flex if you wanted, but...
I think I can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an 8.
Yeah.
I mean, either this dude is telling the truth and he won't tell anybody, or he's fucking lying and he's probably going to get got by somebody. Because I feel like this dude doesn't have a connection to the street gang, so I'm just going to trust him. Fuck it.
Okay.
A dangerous thing to do in this terrible post-apocalypse society.
Yeah. So you tell him everything?
If I can avoid telling him the specifics about Firewall, but maybe say I'm working for somebody.
All right. Give me a D10. You heal that much.
Oh, that's nice. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, so...
So, do I get rid of my trauma then, too? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because that puts me at 0 stress. So.
Perfect. You are feeling very good. At this point, you get into, like, the traumatic, like, I had to kill a dude because of the people I was working with. And so, he has details. And at this point, you've been here for what feels like weeks, because your trauma is such that he, like, has you stay here. So you basically have this very restful time at this Buddhist monastery on Earth for what feels like basically a month. And he says, at some point, he looks down at his watch, which he didn't have before, and he says, "You know what, Jack? I think the healing is done. and you are very gently booted out of Simmel space, and your internal clock says that you've been down for about 2 hours.
Okay.
And he says, I've gotten everything I need, Jack. I hope you've gotten everything you need, and listen, if you ever need to talk again, I can't promise I'll bump you up like before. He kind of laughs, but I'm available if that's what you need. So he kind of goes and sits behind his desk, and he says that if you said you didn't want to be here when I activated the fork, so I'm about to check it. So if you would like to leave, I completely understand.
Yes. Well, I'll be making my leave. You're good people. First name goes here.
His name is just Asher.
Oh, it's just like
yeah. He's like the artist formerly known as Prince,
sure,
or the artist formerly known as Madonna.
Right.
So yeah, you leave. You feel significantly better. That was a very good therapy session, and I'm sure it will have no consequences.
Probably it'll be fine.
So let me just.
Don't worry.
I have to take some actual real deal notes.
It feels so great to go through something and create 0 plot hook.
Yeah, right.
Let me just write down that man's name for no reason. I'm sure I won't need it again.
No, it's fine. Don't.
Just write down Asher and a little smiley face was that.
Asher, a good dude, and everything is fine there.
All right. So I think the next simplest thing will be Brightwing. So you have a map.
Right.
It's basically GPS. It's showing you directly where you need to go. So do you head there directly, or do you want to wait until your muse is done doing some research?
I think I will wait until the research is done.
Okay. That takes a couple hours. And your muse comes back and says, listen, boss, I tried to find some stuff about stellar intelligence. There's not a lot. As far as I can tell, they're just a private contractor that's an information broker with a minor wing for private investigators. But there's not a lot of them. But the weird thing I found is they have one of the controlling interests in the planetary consortium. So companies vote like it was a board, basically. So the PC has stock. And in theory, any private citizen can get stock, but it's so fucking expensive. So he says, last I saw, I had to do a lot of digging to get this. And this is a couple years old, you understand. But they had somewhere like 30% stock in the PC. That would give them
a lot.
Yeah, that places them in like the top 3 position. Behind, he very quickly consults his notes. Direct Action has 31%, and Fajing has 32%. And so I don't know what to tell you. So it looks like it might be our best bet to just register with these people.
All right, then let's see what registration means.
All right. So presumably you haven't just been sitting like down this entire time. So maybe you've been walking, maybe you went to get lunch, whatever it is. The map has updated so that it's always like the closest kiosk to you. And when they say kiosk, they mean kiosk. So it's literally like, you know those like mall kiosks for like phones and shit? It's like that. You see there's a couple people that approach it and very briefly talk with a holographic projection of something. It's a person shape. You don't know if it's an AI or a indentured person that's been forced to work without a body. But they very briefly talk with it, and then they exchange some sort of information. Do you want to approach it? How do you do this?
Let's go ahead and approach it. I'm sure nothing bad will come from this.
Okay. As soon as you get close, the holographic projection of this young woman comes up, and she says, "Hello, welcome to Stellar Intelligence Kiosk." And then she lists off a very big number that I'm not going to bother with. She says, "Do you have an appointment, or is this a walk-up? Or a walk-in," she says.
I do not believe that I have an appointment, so...
That's okay, sir. If you could just give me your name and a very brief reason, I'll see if we can't reason why you're here. I'll see if we can't resolve any of this.
So just an out-of-character sort of point of clarification.
Yeah.
I think you used my... Like, am I here under Brightwing or under my...
Yeah, you're under...
my handle.
Bystrom, sorry. I said Brightwing because that's your actual character name, but they know you as Bystrom, Carl Bystrom.
Okay. So I tell the holographic projection, yes, my name is Carl Bystrom. I received a message from you.
Excellent. Let me just do a very quick search, and we'll see what we can do. So she disappears, and you wait about 5 minutes, and then a completely different projection comes up. It's a man. He says, "Hi, I've been directed over to take care of your case. It says here," and then just information starts scrolling across the screen. Holographically projecting. It says here, "Carl Bystrom, you're a private detective. Your license is on Titan. So we sent you a message about updating your stuff for work on Mars. We have several photographs from PC closed circuit stuff of you apparently investigating a case. So we thought we'd send you a warning. Have you been informed of the penalty for investigating a case without first getting a proper license from Stellar Intelligence?"
Well, I think there's been sort of a misunderstanding here. Like, I'm not really here. I haven't really been doing business. I've just been helping someone I know, helping out a friend. But I don't want there to be any trouble, so I'm perfectly willing to go through this process.
All right, that's excellent. Let's get started then. So I assume all the date of birth information, name, all that is correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, excellent. Now, I want to get you through this real quick, but we do have, you're going to have to explain this a little bit to me so that I can send this back up the line. But we do have you and a group of, one, two, he's sort of counting, a group of 3 others, and then it shows a picture of you with Jack in his crab morph knocking on the door from Marzook's apartment, flanked by Dagfinn and Billy. He says, "So just try and straighten this out for me, and we'll see if we can't get this resolved. You said you're working for a friend, or you're doing a favor for a friend, which totally fine. Are these 3 your associates? Are they in business with you? Can you give me a little information, please?
We're not in business. We're just, we're a group of friends. I know we've got some, weird backgrounds. The crab guy's a little weird, I have to admit.
Yes, I don't know. Stellar Intelligence can't figure out what you're doing with a Dr. Jack Caiman. As far as we can see, he's an animal researcher.
It's a really long story. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. The stuff that you get up to when you're a private detective, it's really really crazy.
I totally get that. So then you won't mind telling me the story. So he wants you to tell him what is going on. So what do you do?
Out of character, I'm kind of running low on bullshit.
Yeah, no, you don't have to tell me. You can just roll a deceive, and if you succeed,
oh boy, I can tell you, I'm very unlikely to succeed at that.
All right, well, if you got,
that's why I'm bullshitting.
Yeah, you got to back that bullshit up with a roll. Otherwise, he is.
Oh boy.
So, you can use Moxie if you have Moxie to flip it, or add 20 to your overall skill, or Flex. So if you got Moxie or Flex, you did just get a refresh, so you should have some Flex. You should have at least 1 Flex. Everyone gets 1 Flex for free.
Yeah. I will roll, and then I will see if it's something that I can flip.
I think you have to add it beforehand. You have to add that 20 before you roll, I believe.
Because adding 20 isn't going to help that much.
Yeah. But I don't believe there's any more. Just spend 1 point. You can only spend 1 point on a roll. So if you've got 2 Flex, you could conceivably spend it, then flip it, and it would count towards your. So if you got a 51 or something, you could flip it. Like a 83, you could flip it to a 38 and still be good. So you could.
My deceive skill is 15.
Okay,
I should be better at lying as a private detective, but I put points into other stuff.
That's fine. It just means you're one of the few honest detectives.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Still secrets, but not me.
All right, time's ticking.
I'm gonna add 20 points and hope that I get less than 35.
Well, hold on. Stop real quick. So before that, you can substitute a knowledge skill that you think is relevant. You just got to make the case for it. I believe there's a -10 penalty though. So what are your knowledge skills?
My knowledge skills are uplift, culture, detective novels, investigation, current events, security, ops, and titaniums.
Okay.
I think investigation would fit.
Yeah.
What if you just told them plot of a detective?
So that's a -10 to your skill because you're not using it as it was intended. Do you still want to spend a flex point or whatever to
boost it or to...
Yeah, you can boost it. That would. So I don't know what it is after -10, but you could add +10 to it.
It would be 70 after -10. So add 20 to that, and it's
90.
It's 90, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. All right. So he buys whatever story you feed him, and he says, "Okay, so can I ask you who your friend is that is having you do this favor? Is it Mr. And then he gets very quiet as he consults his thing. Mr. Marzouk Abdul Wadid Al Bahanth? Which is because you went to see him. So he...
No, not. It's not precisely. It's just, we had I've got a friend, out in Titan who hadn't heard from him in a while and was getting a little worried.
So you were checking up on him. Okay.
Yeah. Just
all right.
Just checking on him.
Then here's what we're gonna do. We really can't have you cutting in on Stellar Intelligence's what is that word? Risk.
Monopoly. No, I'm not actually saying that to the.
Yeah, no. So he says we can't have you on cutting in on our private contractors. So
I wouldn't agree with that.
We'll issue. Here's what I'll do. I'll issue a temporary license, but it's got a week expiration date. And well, answer me this real quick, Carl. You've confirmed that Mr. Marzouk is okay. Have you contacted your friend with this information?
Well, I haven't gotten around to that yet, unfortunately.
All right.
Things have gotten a little complicated.
But would you say that your investigation, your checking up, sorry, not investigation, has ended conclusively? You're satisfied? You've checked up on this man, and you could report that he is fine or in a bad way or whatever? Would you say that? Would you say that you are done investigating his general health?
I think we're done. I think that I'm personally done investigating his health.
All right, excellent. So then what I'll do is I'll list you on here as I'll list you on here saying that it was a mistake. But we can't have you investigating anything. So if we catch you again, we're gonna have to blacklist you. I'll be straight with you. You've been straight with me, I figure. We're gonna have to blacklist you. And if we blacklist you, I don't know how much you know about sort of where Stellar Intelligence sits on the board of directors and all that for the PC. But getting blacklisted by us would not do you any favors. Just be real honest with you. So we're able to get into the CCTV cameras. So if we catch you doing any more of that, we're going to have to blacklist you. I'm just straight up with you. What I can't do is print you a visa saying that you're here, but that you are not, in fact, doing any investigation. So you shouldn't be harassed anymore by the emails. We'll get you off that list. Hang on to the visa. That way, if someone contacts you here about your services, because you are still technically listed as a private detective, so it's possible someone might look you up on the web, you can show them that you've been with us. If that happens, you can redirect them towards Stellar Intelligence. How's that sound? We'll get you squared away. That's the best I can offer you. If you are planning on doing any more investigating, you're going to have to register with us. That's just the way it is.
I certainly didn't mean to muscle in on your territory here.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it.
I really apologize for that. what's the process for getting registered?
Well, so I figured the test out in Titan are significantly different here. So, gonna have to do a test. It's gonna cost you. That's just the way it is. Next testing period is a week from now. Until then, you're expected not to do any investigating. You've definitely got the qualifications in terms of hours, so we can shortcut that. You'll need a couple references from PC stellar intelligence detectives. We can probably arrange that. Probably some interviews. All in all, you're probably looking at 1.5 months of solid work on your part. We can shortcut a couple things, but can't do too much. Until then, you'd have to cool your jets, not do any sort of investigating. Is that something you'd like to do, sir? Because I can book some appointments for you right now.
I'm not sure that I really want to do that right now. I think I might. It's something I'll bear in mind for the future.
All right, that's totally fine. I will say that once you're registered with Stellar Intelligence, you just pay a small. So he's giving you like the business spiel about how you pay like a small fee every year, and your registration is automatically renewed. It can be directly withdrawn from your accounts. Blah 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 blah. So he's trying to sell you on it because they are once again a company. But you're turning him down?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me leave a note. And he says, "You have a nice day, sir." So you walk away, and your muse is like, "Boss, we're going to be doing more investigating, though, aren't we?" He sounds kind of nervous.
Well, yes, but we'll just do it quietly.
Okay, but I mean, they had pictures of us and your crew. So if we're going to do it quiet, we got to be real quiet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as you're sure, I'm behind you all the way. Dagfinn.
Maybe.
You don't know. Where does Jimmy the Rat hang out? In Olympus.
I don't actually know Olympus.
Yeah, you can just name. You can just name somewhere. Just make some shit up. The slums. There's the space elevator, obviously. There's Clankton, which is Robot Town. There's the Open Air Bazaar. Or you can just make some shit up if you feel so inclined. But if he hangs out in like a particular bar, you can just fucking make a name up for the bar.
I'm trying to remember if there's a particular national makeup of Mars, or just whoever.
Mars is Hindi, English, French, a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of Portuguese, a little bit of Spanish.
Yes, it's the English triad.
The English triad? Okay. I guess...
Reading in the Stout and Thistle.
Stout and Thistle, perfect. So you head on down to the Stout and Thistle. It's in a nicer part of town where there's not a lot of uplift, so you get a couple looks, but you're pretty, commanding for an octopus. So you slide on into the Stout and Thistle. It's a old school English pub with you can kind of see triad symbology sort of popping up places where you wouldn't normally expect it. So you slide on in. Do you head to the bar because there's a bar, or what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They have all types of stupid code words.
Okay. So you head to the bar. The bartender looks up and looks at you and says, Well, I ain't never had an octopus in here. Good God. What can I get you, sir? Ma'am? Sir? Ma'am? Hey?
Sorry.
Okay, sir.
Wait for some seconds. Stop my muse. Say a stupid password again.
Yeah. Okay, give me a, do you have, what's your knowledge skills again? What are your knowledge skills again?
Uplift culture, black market.
Uplift culture, black market.
I'm just asking Muse because he would have been told.
Yeah, you're right.
He thinks it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. You can. Your Muse tells you.
If this is more in-character stuff rather than me not being able to think of something.
Yeah, so your Muse tells you. What's your Muse look like? What's their name?
He's in the most classic Quebecois names.
Oh boy.
His name is Iroki.
I hate it already. So he gives you the password. He says, "Here you go, sir." And you give it to the bartender, I assume?
Yeah,
Yeah. Alright, so, he says, he gives you like a little nod and he says...
I say a scotch and soda neat.
Alright, so he fixes that up for you. He says, No,
that's what...
That's what he fixes up for you, by the way. He makes you a scotch and soda neat.
Which doesn't work that way, but okay.
He does it anyways, motherfucker. So he does
the future. It's a cyber drink. Deal with it.
It's a cyber drink. Part of it's all in your mind. But
that's how an e-cigarette works.
Yeah, pretty much. So as soon as you get your very weird drink, you see a guy slide into a stool next to you. He's got he's what we would consider very, very like traditional thug with like a weird bowler cap and like a vest with like shirt sleeves pulled up. It's very weird. And he says, "I hear you were looking for me. Are you Dagfinn?"
Oui.
All right, I'm Jimmy. So what can I do for you?
Well, Jimmy, I'm not much one for the pleasantries. I believe you have a saying on Mars. Let's cut the shit.
Yes, sir. I can very much appreciate that. So let's cut the shit. What can I do for you?
Okay, so now speaking of character, as I understand it, basically we're two mid-level guys who are sent over to sort of open negotiations between our organizations.
Yes.
So can I just say, like, I do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Bring the topic up.
All right. So you sort of establish common ground and you start talking, and eventually the topic comes up about establishing like more contact, and so he goes, "Listen, I gotta let you know, if you go in on this with me and with who I represent, we're gonna need. I know you can't promise this, Dag." He starts calling you Dag because why the fuck not? I know you can't promise this, but I need from you, from your organization, if the English Triad goes in with you, we're gonna get attacked for sure from the Night Syndicate and for sure from the major triads. They for sure will not allow the hidden concern on Mars. So, I guess what I gotta tell you is, we need hitters and we need a fuck ton of guns. Do you think your bosses would be into that? So, I will say at this point, you could just say yes and then just give your boss the information, or you could be like, hold on a second, well, I mind talk to my boss. So.
Let's go say yes. The hidden concern is not unused to, shall we say, being quite popular in certain locations.
All right. Well,
to lapse into another character's speech, they are used to having a full dance card.
Nice. All right. Well, listen. If my bosses want to bit of an audition. I've been told that you're one of the big hitters for the concern. Would you agree with that? That you're one of the major hitters? That's partly out of character. Are you one of the major hitters?
Not denying, but being modest about it.
Okay. He says, listen, then this should be pretty easy for someone like you. Need you to slip in. There's a guy who's been, peddling drugs for us, mostly nano narcotics and a couple pedals. He's decided to take way more of a cut than normally agreed. I need you to send a message. If you can do this for me, if you can do this for our guys, for who I represent, and you can back up your promise about guns, we'll go in. We'll become part of the hitting concern. But we need to see how good you are at what you are supposedly promising us. It should be easy for someone like you. Are you in?
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
And spoke very out of character. Message, you mean horse's head or murder?
Murder. Just straight up murder.
Yeah, out of character, clearly. So okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could do horse's head, but murder would probably be a stronger message. Just knowing what you know about crime. So it
wasn't a message to the organization or a message to the guy.
A message to the guy. And then sort of to people who would be like him, try to take a larger cut from the English tribe. Yeah. Because, he'll just come back. He's not asking you to real death the guy. He's killed the guy's body. Send a message, So I guess instead of a horse's head, his actual head is what you're going to leave in his bed. He gives you the address to the guy. He's like, the guy's, he's probably hyped up on some sort of meth or whatever. So just watch your step. And then, Jimmy slides out of his seat. He says, contact me when it's done. And then he is gone. So do you want to head over there? It's a shitty apartment block.
Yeah, Dagfinn will change his clothes into his action trench coat, which I guess is more of a curtain.
Like a cape.
Yeah, cape.
A trench coat shaped cape. Got it.
The cape coat.
All right, so you head on over there. It's a shitty apartment block. How do you want to get in? You know where his room is. The room number or apartment number. My bad. How do you want to get in?
Do my standard move of surveying the building for weakness, although I know probably the answer of how I'm getting in. Mm-hmm. That's actually...
Yeah.
That's a knowledge, eh?
Mm-hmm.
That
insight. Would be insight, yes.
Yeah, I'll spend that to flip it.
Okay. So...
wait, shit. That doesn't actually work.
Does that not actually work? Okay, well...
That's just a fail then, right?
Yeah, that's just a fail.
Yeah, okay.
It's... You don't get anything.
That would just go in the heating vent.
Yeah. Okay. You want to head into the heating vent. What is it called now? Is it still called infiltration? Yeah, infiltrate.
Yeah, infiltrate.
Give me an infiltrate. And you can go through the heating vent because you're limber.
I specifically have a plus 20 for tight spaces.
Yep.
So as long as I don't roll that again, that works.
You get in the heating vent. I'm trying to think of... So, let's do a little sort of a quick roll. If you want to give me a roll on black... actually, no. Give me a roll on... You have G-Rep, right?
That's a criminal rep, yes.
Yeah. Give me a roll on G-Rep. I'm going to retroactive this a bit. Success?
Yeah, I have 60 G-Rep.
Alright, as a, super minor favor, because it's literally just one non-important building, you get the blueprints for this building. So, you plug them into your, TACnet, because I believe you all get TACnet, and you basically can map where his room is, and, go through the heating vents without any interruption. So, you go through the heating vents, and you basically find his room. He seems to be pacing in his room nervously, or in his apartment nervously. You notice that he has a gun sort of loosely held in one of his hands. How do you want to do this?
Okay. This is a two-pronged attack.
Okay.
And so this would be a bunch of rolls eventually.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to go into combat for this because he's not really expecting you. It's more of a fun skill challenge, so.
First off, as the signature of in concern, go swing down from his ceiling and spray ink in his eyes.
Okay. What skill would that be under?
As per the book, that is under athletics.
Give me athletics then. I'm very excited. Yeah, he's not expecting it. I'll give him Frey at half, I guess, just because he is hyped up on meth, so maybe he might.
With a minus for not.
Yeah, no, he super turbo doesn't. So he goes, what's that sucker sound? And then you spray him in the fucking face with a shit ton of ink. He goes, oh my god! Okay, so what do you do next?
Take his hand off of a vibro blade.
Okay.
And get a nice stress check.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, you're gonna just cut his head off?
Yep.
Alright, so if you cut it clean off, you have to, basically how a vibro blade works, he's helpless, by the way, you don't have to, vibro blades work for people who aren't in the know. They do more damage the more you push them into something and sort of hold them there. So, blood and gore is just going everywhere, because you're using a tiny knife chainsaw, so give me a stress check.
Yep. Stress check. Fucking, this will times.
Will times, 3. It's just a will times 3
will
check.
1.
Yeah. I guess you can't call them stress check.
That worked.
Yeah, you get a hardened notch for violence.
Violence.
Yeah. As the gore and blood goes everywhere, so you are.
Oh wait, that's not on this one.
Yeah, it's not on that one. Sorry.
Yeah. It's on unknown now. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, but you do it. What do you do with the head? He's very dead, by the way.
Okay, fine. So I know where, like, the low-level guys like him hang out.
Yeah. They hang out at a shitty bar called the Shitty Bar.
Go shove a note in his mouth, hastily written, "This is what happens."
Oh, shit.
Literally throw his head through the window into that bar.
Give me an intimidate check. Right? What's it called? Not intimidate. Something.
Provoke?
Provoke, yeah. Give me provoke. I think so. Yeah, give me provoke.
Okay, I'm going to want to reroll that because that's like, no, like, fuck, rerolling shit, piss.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's still scary, but it doesn't go exactly through the window. The windows are apparently reinforced for, like, small arms fire, which is a very real concern. So it kind of bounces off with a bloody splat and just lands outside the doorway. So someone comes and checks out and goes, holy shit, but, like, it's not as scary as it could have been. They've been suitably warned, but it didn't have quite the effect you wanted. You know what I mean?
Damn, 60, yeah.
But, you're good. So, you
Yeah.
Send a message to Jimmy. He goes, "That's awesome. Thank you." And so you get in contact with your boss, right, Inga?
Yeah.
So
that made the contact. We expect our dance card to be full.
okay.
Using the vaguely coded speech.
Yeah. So she says, "Okay, I'll send some dancers to Mars.
Send our best dancers.
Yeah, send our best dancers to Mars." So let me write a note. All right, cool. All right. So I'm sorry, I'm just taking notes because these are generating some good plot hooks or things that will be happening in the background. So Billy, you head to the Cat Noir Cafe. And within 15 minutes, Clara shows up. Right, you named her Clara, right? I'm not imagining that. Uh-oh. Is Dijon there?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of dozed. I kind of spaced out.
Sorry, yes, no, we're gonna get to you and then we'll be done, I promise.
Okay.
So, Clara, you named her Clara, right?
Yeah. I think so.
So she's there and she says, "Billy, man, how you doing?" And so.
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. You're starting to feel the effects of withdrawal.
Yeah, so she notices your hands are shaking. She says, "You don't have a dealer in Olympus, do you? Do you even have a dealer on Mars?"
Well, I haven't really spent long on Mars before. I haven't really needed one.
Okay, well, what do you need? Maybe I can help you. A little quid pro quo. What do you need?
Look, I just need a little bit of drive, and I can do your thing for.
Okay. Listen, if it'll get you good, I'll give it to you now. And well, if what I think we're gonna do is gonna pay off, it's definitely gonna be worth it. So she leans in and she says, "You ever hear of a firm that goes by the name of Biogenesis? They're behind the real aggressive GRM on a lot of morphs. So GRM is the genetic version of DRM. It makes you sick, and then you have to take medicine for it to suppress it." She says, "Billy, how you feel about robbing a train full of medical shit?"
Billy gets a big smile. He likes the sound.
All right. So Biogenesis is running a midnight mag train out of Shanghai, New Vallis. So real small, real light guard, real last second thing. Apparently some of their GRM has had adverse side effects on some of the morphs it's been installed in, and it's killing them quicker than they can send the shit here. So how you feel about liberating some of that shit? Yeah. And listen, for sure, they've got to have some drive on that shit. So we do this, you might set yourself up quite nicely. You might not even need to get yourself a dealer.
Even better. Yeah. What time?
Well, she sort of spaces out as she's looking at her internal clock, and she says, "We got about 2 hours before the train gets to the distraction that the people I represent have set up on the tracks. So we got to get there. Tracks are going to blow. We got to get in, get as much shit as we can, and get the fuck out. So I think we got some time to get you some drive, man. I'm buying if you're in. You in?"
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So you go get some drive. You snort it in your mouth through your ear. You snort it with your ear. Perfect. So she says, "All right, I need you like ready. So I'm the driver. You're the hitter. You square with that shit?"
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Should be lightly guarded and lightly armed, so we should be okay. So she gets into a Mars buggy, and you drive out. I assume you're taking the drive now.
Yeah.
All right.
While we're on the way, he's gonna ask. By the way, you don't happen to know which car we're trying to hit?
Fuck no, but there should be shit in all of it. I just know it's. God damn it. No, but it should
be a good drug.
Fucking goddamn. I'm so distracted right now. It makes you
That's why I
jealous.
say crank.
God damn it. Okay, nope.
As soon as we both take the drive, we drift the rest of the day.
I hate it so much. Okay, so she says, not counting the front, there's going to be 3 cars on this sucker, and should be just loaded to shit. Like I said, there's a minor epidemic going on. Do you want to know who hired her to set this up?
Yeah. So, who are we working for?
She's going to be tight-lipped about that. You're going to have to do some persuading.
Now, come on, I'm a pretty honorable guy, and I like to know exactly who my work's going towards.
All right, go ahead and roll persuade.
Roll persuasion. I don't think
God,
I persuasion.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm gonna spend a flex point.
All right.
To boost by 20. It's boost by 20, right?
Yeah, boost your skill by 20.
Okay.
I like that in the chat you guys are just talking about Drive, the movie.
Why wouldn't we?
Oh, damn it.
Is that a critical success or failure?
I'm going to say by the damn it.
Yeah, well, it could be a good damn it.
Be a critical failure.
Hey, God damn it, I succeeded.
A good damn it.
God damn yeah, motherfucker, yeah! Alright, so she says, she looks at you and she goes, Billy, you ain't growing a conscience on me, are you?
Well, no, I just,
Okay, then shut the fuck up. You got a job. I bought you fucking Drive.
He crosses his arms.
Alright. So you pull up to a spot where you can overlook the tracks. Actually, how do you plan on getting in? Are you going to jump on top of the train once it's stopped? Going guns a-blazing? What is Billy's normal MO for this shit?
Billy normally tries to, do his best to sneak in and get out, without getting into too many firefights.
Okay. So, then, rocks start falling onto the tracks and the train sort of has to stop. A remote detonated charge, basically. The train comes to a stop, and a bunch of people pour out to look at the rocks. And there's some arguing you can see, and Clara looks at you and she says, go get it done. I guess give me an infiltrate to infiltrate down the side of the cliff face or whatever. Does that succeed?
No, my infiltrate is 60.
Alright, well then, maybe these guards won't see you. Well, they don't see you! It's just very slow going.
I fall down the cliff at the same time one of them sneezes loudly.
Oh shit, fuck. Give me another infiltration, because you realize that you're gonna have to speed up because they start clearing the rocks. So,
Why?
Boy, Nelly. Alright, this is gonna be great. Hey, who the fuck is that? One of them yells. And they see you.
Good God.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. I forgot about my... Although they succeeded better than I did.
Well,
I forgot about chameleon skin.
If you got an 83 and you succeeded better. They got a 37, my dude. So did you succeed?
Okay, infiltration 60. Oh wait, chameleon skin only adds 20. So
yeah. All right.
It's
so
slightly
maybe split that if you can.
Can I flip that?
Yeah, you can spend so infiltration is...
I still have, like, literally no idea how it works.
So you can spend flex or vigor. Spend a point of flex or a point of vigor.
Oh, yeah, I'll spend a point of vigor to
Alright,
flip that.
So you flip it, and you get a... Alright, you beat them by 1. So the guy goes, damn this thing, I thought I saw something. Oh well, and then he starts picking up rocks. So you get pretty close to the train.
There's pornography on the ground.
God damn it. You get pretty close to the train, before, like, the cover starts to thin out, because it's around a track. So, give me one last infiltration check.
Alright.
I'll let you roll first.
Alright. Roll good.
Okay.
Okay, that hits. That hits my.
Exactly. That hits your infiltration. Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, they critically succeeded. How do I want to deal with this though? Alright, you get there, and, you open the back. You basically infiltrate in. When you hear someone say, who left the damn door open? In the back, did it open up when we fucking hit the rocks? And then he goes around to close it, and he goes, and he sees you, and he goes, oh, holy shit, motherfucker, it's a hit! And then he slams the door shut.
Fuck.
But you're in there, and there's boxes of drugs. What do you do?
Okay, so...
You specifically want the GRM drugs. But you also know you're on a time limit, because you can hear men.
Yeah, don't have a whole lot of time. I'm going to try to identify whichever crate has the DRM drugs as quickly as possible.
What are your knowledge skills?
I know activism, physiology, drugs, and also a fourth that I haven't figured out yet.
Yes, so drugs, you could roll that. If you're going to roll that, though, it's definitely going to take most of your time. So you can compress an action by taking -10s up to 30. So if you compress it to -30, you might have time to get out after you grab the drugs. If you don't compress it, some shit's going to happen. So
okay.
What do you want to do?
If I compress it to -30.
Yeah, if you take a -30, you still have to succeed, mind you. But you can either succeed faster or fail faster.
I see.
Yeah. So what would you like to do?
So -30, that gets me down to...
To what? You cut out.
If I take a -30, that gets skill down. I'm not sure if I like those odds with the way.
Down to you keep cutting out, my dude. Down to -50?
My -50.
Okay. You can also spend, if you have insight or flex, you can spend that to give yourself a +20.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spend an insight.
Okay. So you're back up to 70. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you find the GRM drugs very quickly, just in time to hear some scuffling at the door, and the sound of guns being like ready, their safety's being turned off, and you hear some very silent, on the count of 10, on the count of 3, we're gonna go in, guns a-blazing. So, the only option you have is to run to the next car, so...
That's what I was going to ask, is I'm assuming...
Yeah, so...
for me to run through.
Yeah, so you run through. You don't have to do a fray because you compress time. So you dive through, slamming the door to the car behind you shut, just as you hear the door burst open and just a shit ton of small arms fire going off where you should have been. And then you hear, shit, he's making a break for the front. So what do you do, Billy?
Okay. Billy is going to run to the next door in the car, open it up, and then jump up on the ceiling and try to cling to that.
Okay, give me an athletics.
Using his camo.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do: athletics check first.
athletics check of just like what
you're
what
jumping.
manner of athletics? Just running?
It's just athletics. No, it's general skill athletics. That's what the skill is now. It's just athletics. It's to cover you jumping up and clinging to the top of the thing. So we need to.
Okay, because I do have an aptitude in.
You have a what now? Aptitude in climbing.
I haven't. Yeah.
Oh, specialization in climbing. Okay, so you
specialization is what I meant.
You get a +10 to the skill.
Okay, cool.
Does that
okay,
succeed?
So that's 21, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61. Yeah, this is 61 out of...
If you have a vigor or a flex, you can flip.
Yeah, I'll send a vigor.
Okay, so you flip it. You get a 26. Give me an infiltration check. We'll do these guards. Perception. Okay. They fail, and they don't have any points to spend because they're just normal moot guards. So they see what you've done, and they go, shit, he's still moving, so they pass by you, heading towards the front, and you wait a heartbeat, and do you drop down and then try to make a break for it, or what?
Like once that they are a bit further ahead in the next car, he's going to jump down and try to make a break for the back of the train again.
Are you doing it sneaky or are you just all out running?
I'm going to try to sneak.
All right, infiltration. Okay. Let's see if they hear you because it is a train. Well, they hear you, but they're pretty far ahead, so they go, shit, he fucking got behind us. So make a break for it, or do you have another plan?
Okay. What he's going to do now is Billy is going to pull out this big, ostrich egg-sized capsule.
Okay.
And he's going to throw it behind him. And that capsule is full of slick.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, you toss it behind you. Yeah. So that's
anyone attempting to walk or chase after him along this train is going to have to make a coordination test or fall down.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. I believe coordination got mixed in with reflex, so let me take a look. Yeah. We're going to do we'll do reflex, because it's basically the same thing, but they come bursting through, and let me find their raw stats real quick. Okay. They fail, so they all just start slipping and sliding and falling down and crashing into these boxes of drugs. Are you making a break for it?
Yeah, he's gonna sort of look at him and go, sorry, fellas, but I got to slip. And then he's gonna run towards the back of the train.
Alright, they're gonna take a couple shots at you, but because they're all slipping and sliding on the ground, it's gonna be at a malice. So give me a fray at half. Let me see what their shooting skill is. Hold on, don't roll that just yet. Oh, Jesus, yeah, okay. No, they fail.
Okay. Yeah.
Their skill's 40, so with a minus 30, they had a very small chance. So yeah,
as you leave, it occurs to you that there's a phrase giving you the slip, and you could have said that instead.
Yeah. Sorry, Billy, you done fucked up.
You did fuck this one up.
So yeah, you make a break for it. Clara is gunning it down the hill in her buggy, and she skids to a stop a couple feet in front of you. She's like, get the fuck in, because at this point the guards have started realizing that maybe they should slide backwards and then just get out another way. So they're pouring out of the train, and she says, go, 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 go. And at this point, Billy, I need you to answer me a question. You remember to cover your face?
I mean, he's a professional, so presumably.
Give me an activism roll. You're out of the game, and also you just did a shit ton of drugs. So, yeah, you remember. You remembered. So that's good. So when the bulletin goes out, let's see if Clara remembered. Oh no, she didn't. Oh honey, no she didn't. And they got a real good look at her face because she stopped the car to let you in. She realizes this and she's quickly trying to pull a bandana up. She's like, shit, I think they saw my face, Billy. But you get away. Clara. You get away. And let me make a note for myself.
Sorry to tell you this, Clara.
All right. So yeah, she's like, shit, Billy, I'm sorry. Shit, I thought you could make it. Shit, I'm sorry, man. But you got the drugs. You hand them over to her. It's a good bag size. It's like a backpack full of them, basically. And she's like, thanks, man. We're square, right? Did you get yourself some drive? You didn't, by the way.
Yeah, because I didn't have time.
Yep. She says, shit, man. Okay, well, I owe you big for this. Listen, she sends you, the contact information of a dealer. She says, this shitbag owes me. As long as you're on Mars, and as long as he's not in jail, he'll pay up and drive for you, okay? I'm sorry, man. It didn't go as thought. Shit, I'm sorry, dude. So you have a dealer now. So I would make a note somewhere. He is located in Olympus City. That's where he is. So if you're not in Olympus City, you can't get drugs from him. Also, if he gets arrested, you can't get drugs from him. So you all meet back up. It's been a hectic day for some of you. Some of you have just been like a nice garden.
Yeah.
Gardening. So got about 8 minutes.
Yeah, Gex looks extremely haggard and kind of slippery.
Ew. So, with the remaining time that we have for this session, let me ask you, what do you guys want to do? You've squared away all this miscellaneous shit that you had to do. What's your next step for firewall business?
So, I figure we either go after this gang or we go try and find our contact man.
Yeah, Remy.
I remembered his name. I just preferred to call him Contact.
Nice. Okay.
Contact man.
Let me think. I don't know. What does Jack want to do? Jack could be pretty easily swayed either way. We're not really geared up yet, right? We'd have to go.
Yeah, you're not really geared up. I think several of you don't have guns.
Jack doesn't need a gun.
Well,
okay. My gun's concealable.
Jack already has guns, and then he flexes his crab arms.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this is more impressive in a body that has muscles properly, but
love it.
I mean, I have a gun. Who doesn't have a gun, I guess?
I have a machete and claws, which is all I need. And that I specifically don't know how to use guns.
Alright, so what's Jack's vote?
We don't have any leads on Remy, do we? Where would we go? We just look for him through.
To try to go to his place of living, try to track that down. You'd have to do detective work if you wanted to figure out what's up with Remy.
Yeah, Jack is very weakly for, if not necessarily immediately, but going for the gang.
And I mean, Dagfinn has 6 weapons on him.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a lot of work, man.
Personally, like Brightwing is a bit concerned about the like we are definitely being watched by the authorities, so like maybe we need to tread lightly here. I don't know, just throwing that out there.
Well, it sounds more like you're being watched by the authorities.
No, they had pictures of you, my dude.
Oh yeah, but
no, their focus is mostly on. Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, these authorities. How great can he be?
Billy can walk into any building and they won't contact him.
I am standing here now, so these authorities, they are not that good.
Oh boy. So yeah,
you can trust me. I had how you say, the exciting day.
Got yourself the nice hard and notch, huh? So, what's the plan? So I sort of know what we're doing.
If any of you want to try and convince Jack another way, he is very convincible, but...
I mean, we're still kind of around the port.
I mean, we can go wherever.
Yeah, I guess that might be a good idea, is to check out the shipping container. We might find guns in there.
You track down a shipping container, and also something gang.
They were shipping all these guns. Just here. Lying here.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot the plot thread with the gang, but whatever.
The gang is the one that carried out the hit on Marzook.
Oh yeah, the crab.
And they're the ones who put the man with the gun in my face, and then I murdered him.
The guy who got crabbed. Yeah.
Yep.
Those low-level thugs, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were presumably. My assumption is that they were not necessarily hired, but that their leader is involved with whatever killed.
No, I have the feeling the shipping container and the gang will resolve themselves at the same time. So
what's the idea behind the shipping container? Like, we're just gonna...
They want you... Some of the people wanted to see if they could track down the shipping container Marzook usually uses.
Shipping manifests. We want to see if there's something inside, the good stuff.
That makes sense.
I just
want to get the cream out of the egg.
Oh boy. I kind of just wanted to have like a general idea of what I should be expecting next time, basically. Also, I thought...
Let's say shipping container, because it sounds like...
Okay.
The people with opinions, that sounds good.
It's a port, so I expect there to be a gang fight at the harbor. Space harbor.
Okay, yes. Okay, so...
After that, we're fighting many sailors.
First
the
off,
cyber sharks versus the jets. Just normal, they're jets, because that's already featured.
They're just normal jets.
The Philadelphia Jets. New York? New York.
Oh boy. So real quick, let me assign some of that good res.
I didn't spend mine. I should have.
Go 3. Yeah, spend your shit. Everyone gets 3. Okay, and then I have a question.
8? Wait, no, that's wrong. I just upgraded the cost of my mech. That is not what I want to do. Okay, so I have 9 then.
I have a question for everyone. Did you guys like that session, or do you want to focus on the mystery shit? Because I realized that it was a lot of individual shit, and I'm wondering if you had fun with that, or if you would like to not do it in the future.
It was kind of fun, but I prefer, I don't mind a little bit of individual shit, but
okay.
I don't think it should be the whole session. It should be a relatively quick wrap-up with 1 roll.
Yeah.
At most 2 rolls.
Okay, fair. Also, I needed some new plot hooks, so...
Yeah, because it's not, super fun to... I mean, it's nice to hear what other people are doing at some point.
Okay.
When it's 2 hours, or an hour and a half of listening to other people do stuff.
I will try to remember that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's why that Cup of Cum got posted for the Unknown Armies game. That's going in the strangeness. folder.
Yeah, okay.
That's strange about a cup of con.
Sorry, what? No, we're gonna stop now.